If you've lately been disappointed by what you're seeing in the mirror, if you feel like there's a spark missing, or you just don't recognize that beauty that you used to see in yourself, or your place in your life where you're committing to showing up as your most charming, radiant, and magnetic self, this video is going to help you break down how you can actually make yourself prettier, feel more confident, and exude this incredible energy that will make people's head turn. In this video, I will not talk about cosmetics or creams or anything else that you can buy to fix yourself from the outside, but this is really a deep dive into how you can use energetic authenticity to move in alignment from within so that you create an incredible magnetic energy field and you work on your aura to attract the people and the opportunities your soul truly desires. The wild thing is that energy will affect your physical appearance. You can change the length of your hair. You can change the size of your face. You can change and amplify certain aspects of your aesthetic and of your image by starting to move in energetic alignment, because your thoughts, your frequency change the way that you perceive yourself and the way that your body shows up in the world. So if you have some unwanted weight gain, if you have something about your physical appearance that you want to amplify or better or tone or define, that watch until the end of this video, because I'm going to break down how you can utilize your authentic self to become the most elevated and beautiful version of yourself. Let's dive deep. Let's break down what it means to be beautiful or what it means to be pretty. Because again, this is something that is in the eye of the beholder. And oftentimes we can just have an incredible interior experience and our whole face lights up. When we feel that we're being loved, we expand that energy into the world. When we are feeling good, when we go to the gym and we have a good mental health, that manifests in the way people perceive us. When we're in love, when we're pregnant, that there's so many things where people are, oh, your beauty is enhanced, and nothing has changed in your physical appearance. And so I'm going to break down how the human design system helps you understand how to remove resistance in your life so that you can start tapping into your natural essence. Because the moment that you stop hating yourself, the moment that you stop thinking that the world is against you, and you start seeing and understanding the beauty of your unique path and the incredible gifts that you've come to share, your self-worth will rise, and with that comes confidence. And with that comes an innate way where you carry yourself in a specific manner that will catch people's attention. And this is 100% certified by all of the amazing people that I've seen have incredible transformations when applying their human design to their life. Let's dig deep. We're going to look at how you can change your internal dialogue and what are the boundaries you need to set to start showing up in a way where you really feel that you're falling in love with yourself. Before I discovered human design, I was overweight, I had an autoimmune disease, I was burned, broken, and my physical appearance was a testament to that. I had weight that just didn't want to drop off. I was constantly in pain. And the worst of all was the beliefs that I had around my worth and the words that I used to think and describe myself. And it was this pattern in my head that was just telling me, you're broken, you're unworthy, you're never going to get the life that you want, you're not deserving of the life that you want. And I was so caught up in this concept that I was building upon myself that I truly believe that that negative loop that I was constantly feeding in my mind, my body became a manifestation of what I thought. And so it is really important to understand that once you start putting the right intention and you start understanding how to use your energy to elevate your beauty, you're going to see an incredible shift. Let's look at each energy type and how you can do that. Welcome to the Human Design Portal, your safe space to decondition so that you can attract the right people, opportunities, and chances. My name is Maika Gabriela, and I'm a human design reader and deconditioning expert and your human design god fairy that is here to help you create an extraordinary life. If you enjoy my content, I'm gonna give you a moment to subscribe because it really does mean the world to see this community grow, and it motivates me to show up every week and create new informational packages to share with you so that you can walk away and into your life with a new lesson, learning, idea, and spark. Thank you. It's quite interesting because actually every energy type has some kind of common health issue. And so the common health issue for projectors is going to be cellulite, circulation, blood flow. Because the projector doesn't have high energy, because the projector doesn't have a defined sacral, oftentimes it manifests in having issues with the circulation of the blood, water retention, and all of these things. And so what happens is that because you are not consistent in your energy, a lot of the reasons that are keeping you, like one of the reasons that is keeping you from really exalting your natural beauty, there is this fairiness about projectors. You are the newest energy type. There's an elegance, there's a sensitivity, there is an innate feminine quality unless you've experienced trauma and you are deeply wounded in your masculine, disappointed by male figures in your life, which also has an effect on how you show up and how authentic you show up. But understanding that constantly pushing yourself, pushing your adrenal fatigue, trying to whip your system into acting the way society wants you to will make you burn out. It will cause premature aging, it will cause hair loss, it will cause wrinkles on your face, and generally just a stressed system. This can be a whole range of things. Again, not moving in alignment with your energy as a projector will also cause water retention, puffiness. If you're constantly pushing your adrenals, you will have adrenal fatigue, you can have hormonal imbalances. So there's a whole slew of things that will affect your physical appearance and how you feel inside as a projector when you're not aligned and you're pushing against your energetic authenticity. And so what happens is that as a projector, the thing that will make you feel beautiful, the thing that will help you radiate from the inside out is understanding what your niche is as a projector. And again, your niche as a projector, it's not a business niche, okay? The niche is just like you have one specific thing where you see things better than everybody else, okay? And this is what you have to figure out. And the way that you figure it out is by actually looking at what are people demanding from you, what it is that people want from you, what are they coming to you for advice for. That's what your niche is, and then you have to figure out how to monetize it. But that's a whole nother Pandora's box to open. And so the first step is actually not trying to figure out how you're recognized, but the first step is how you can pull your energy back. Where are you overextending yourself? Where are you moving in your masculine, trying to kind of like do so much so that the other person doesn't do? So as a projector, you have to learn to become comfortable in allowing other people to step in. And that is really scary because oftentimes we are hyper-independent females. We know what we need to do. We can think 2 steps ahead. We're extremely resourceful. We're quick. We're fast. We can see everything, right? We just don't have that consistent energy. And so when we start really honoring our energetic capacity, doesn't mean you don't have energy, it's just your energy is not consistent. But when we really like relax into our feminine energy and we stop doing things for other people, we need to trust that the right people will step up. If people don't step up, it's your sign to let go. Okay, I know this is painful, I know this is not what we want to hear, but maybe that's exactly what you need to hear, my beautiful projector. And so this is number 1. Really, first step is drawing your energy back. And then you watch what happens. And those that step up to support you, those are people that are actually meant to be kept in your life. The next thing is that you figure out what it is that people want from you. And so you start learning something new. Nourishing your internal desire will expand into your external desirability, okay? If you want to be interesting, be interested. If you want to be beautiful, feel that other people are beautiful. So create that internal desire for learning, for growth within yourself. The projector will always expand in their life when they learn something. A system is one of the most life-changing things that I learned to understand is necessary for a projector to be aligned. So learning a system, learning a tool, just dive into something you're passionate about. Don't think about if it makes sense economically, or, if family members or people around you in your life are telling you, oh no, you can't make a business out of that. They don't know anything. If I would have listened to my family when I started out with human design, I would not be sitting here, because everybody was whispering behind my back that I had lost my mind, which I have a little. I mean, always. So didn't take it too personal. But the moment that you shift and you create and you feed that internal desire, it will amplify your desirability. And then the main thing to maintain, to cultivate, to really consistently show to yourself that you are worthy, that you are beautiful, that you are deserving of respect and of admiration and of recognition, is having boundaries and letting go of those people that don't see you, okay? Danger here is you're overgiving, you're overdoing, your aura is being repelled because you're not in your focus penetrating aura, you're not using your human design strategy to attract the right people, so you're like in your masculine and you're not really in alignment. So your aura is repelled, you get bitter, and that makes you really unattractive. That complaining, bitter, victimized. Nobody wants to be around that energy. That is not uplifting energy. That is not bright energy. That is the energy of fear. And the energy of fear will always bring people's energy down. So if we want to expand our beauty, if we want to expand our feeling of prettiness and our feeling of deservingness, we have to be tapping into our expansive energy and to our positive energy. And I don't like positivity a lot, because there's a lot of toxic positivity, but it is really about understanding that you're here to tap into your gifts. Your gifts are your certainty that you are supported by the divine and the universe, and that is an energy that expands, that uplifts. And so the danger is that if you are in the bitterness because you are in your masculine and you're initiating too much and you're not using your strategy, that you will blame other people. And then you'll be like, no, I don't want you in my life. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you in my life. But it is not because they're not meant to be in your life, but it's actually because you have forgotten to take responsibility for the way that you show up. So the first thing we always want to do is to look at ourselves, look at our responsibility, and see how aligned we are and how much we're using our strategy to create the inner sense of recognition, love for ourselves that we want. Once we have done that and we start working on learning and craft, like the amount of interest that I gained the moment that I learned human design and started just applying it, people were like, Micah, what is this weird human design thing you're doing? Micah, let's go grab a coffee. I'm like, yeah, you didn't want to be my friend for like the last 5 years, but now you want to grab a coffee. You just want a free reading. Just say it. I'm not going to give it to you. So it is really incredible that when we step into our worth, when we step into our own divinity, when we start working on our interior experience and we align energy, our aura becomes magnetic. You know that you are an aligned projector when you're in the queue of the supermarket and somebody randomly asks you something that, creates success in your life. And so once we start understanding that we need to move in this alignment to find inner beauty and expand it, you will understand that the reflection of who you are will absolutely change, because you're no longer tearing down your frequency. You're no longer moving through life with resistance. It doesn't have to be so hard. It's just scary to believe it can actually be this simple. A very common generator health issue, and one of those things that is going to impact your sense of beauty and feeling pretty on such a huge scale, is the lack of, or the inconsistent, or the disruption of sensuality and desire and joy. It is virtually impossible to find somebody beautiful and attractive if they don't have a joyful energy. And I used to work as a high fashion model. I remember being in this model apartment in Milan, sleeping with like 5, 6, young, beautiful girls in one living room, whatever, that's a story for another day. And I remember being surrounded by the most physically symmetric and standard beautiful women, and so many of them just were not pretty, because I'm sorry to say, but their heart was not expansive. They didn't have joy. They hadn't eaten for years. They didn't enjoy life. They were obsessed with their weight, with their food, with their appearance. And it was like a shell behind that exterior prettiness. Even though by societal standards they were beautiful, they were not really pretty. They were not really contagious. They didn't emote a feeling. And so as a generator, your beauty is your smile. Your prettiness is the warmth that somebody feels when they enter in your aura. You have an open, enveloping aura. You're like a warm hug, my beautiful generator. And so when you have been training yourself, when you have been growing up in fear of connecting to what you desire, when you feel shame and guilt for exploring your sensuality and your joy and delicious food and a fulfilling life, it will drain your energy. It will steal your spark. And when it drains your energy and it steals your spark, your aura has no magnetism. You cannot pull in opportunities and chances and people and adventure and soulmate energy if you are drained and just lack that spark that you as a generator are really famous for. So if you're looking to amplify that energy in your aura that makes you irresistible, because the wild thing is when you desire something, everybody else is going to desire it. Like that is the impact of the dominance of your sacral center, the sacral center that represents creativity, desire, joy, juice, sensuality, your reproductive organs. And that is another one. If you're having issues with your period, if you are having issues conceiving, that is all a sign of a sacral center that is not fully able to express, that doesn't have the capacity to really get in tune with that creative juice that is natural for you as a generator. So if you're a generator who wants to bring hormonal health, who wants to really expand that incredible contagious energy where you say, oh my God, I like this person. And the person is like, well, I have no chance but to like you back because you are just catapulting me into this incredible, expansive, fun, feminine energy. Then you need to start consciously having exercises that allow you to tap and heal your relationship with the good things of life. You need to learn how to remove shame and blame from sensuality, from desire, from just like joy and all of these things that are so important to your essence. And if you are burned out, again, you will know there will be signs, the way social media tells me. Nobody will say anything, but there will be signs. And the signs will be what I just said. So your creativity is a reflection of the creation of the world. It is what brings life into the world. And to tap into that innate feminine energy, you're not a projector that is just meant to lay back. But it is that when you focus on the things that excite you, you become so magnetic that you attract the right people and opportunities. And so making a conscious effort to look at your food in detail and eat it with desire and actually do the thing you really want to do. If you want to wear a beautiful, sexy, flowing dress, but you're kind of scared of tapping into that energy and so you prefer to wear some jeans, allow yourself to wear the dress. If you want to do some mirror work where you're just looking at yourself in the mirror with positive affirmations, falling in love with yourself, and exploring that desire just in the privacy of you with yourself, then do that. If that means starting a pottery class, if that means, whatever, going to the gym, a lot of generators absolutely thrive when you start using that energy that might not be used appropriately through the day and like bring it out in the gym. But it is so imperative for your magnetism and to exalt and expand your natural beauty, to start shifting the narrative that it is sinful, that it is scary, or that it is even dangerous to tap into who you're meant to be. So you need to be very conscious and step out of your comfort zone and really start doing these exercises so that you can confirm that it is actually not dangerous, that it is actually the only way. And you will start noticing that when you start doing things that you're excited about, when you tap into your sensual side, your energy will expand, your blood flow will increase, which will make you more excited, more energetic, and more desirable. And so this is such a key point to be aware of. If you are not feeling sexy, if you are not feeling like everybody's, drawn to get to meet you and is like, oh, who's this person in the room? Then that is because you need to unburden yourself of the conditioning of society, especially women. We have so much conditioning that, like feeding ourselves, taking care of ourselves. The feminine sensuality that you're meant to experience as a generator is not safe, and that you're just here to work, to prove your worth by doing things for others, and that's how you're going to feel good. But that's not how you're going to feel good, my beautiful generator. You're going to feel good when you allow yourself to understand what it is that feels good. And that's what you can work on, and that's where you can deepen your practice and your connection to yourself. Because you are here to unapologetically, deeply understand what it is that lights your fire. And so when you're constantly asking yourself and investigating yourself, you become the black cat. You become the person who is in their essence, not afraid to walk away, because if you're not excited about something, you no longer hold on to fear. You no longer hold to limiting beliefs. You no longer hold to anything. And you're like, I can walk away from the situation because it's no longer lighting me up. And when it's no longer lighting me up, I know that it will drain me. And if it will drain me, my beauty, my joy, and my pure essence will disappear and shrivel up and dry up. And we all know that expansion and certainty and joy are the energies of uplifting, upleveling. And you're going to make people feel something. You're a generator. People are going to be more excited about life after they met you than before they met you. Stop allowing other people to make you feel inadequate, my dear manifesting generator. Like, what's up with that? Why are you not allowed to switch between your feminine and your masculine energy without anybody having an opinion on that? Why are you not allowed to be powerful and dominant and stand in that energy and be proud of that? Why does it seem that everybody wants to compete with you, or that everybody wants to kind of like drain your light? There is so much power within you, and that is your beauty. Your beauty is that charismatic whirlwind that you bring into people's life. It is that, oh my God, I saw this like Fata Morgana. It was this vision of a beautiful soul that came into my life, like moved all this energy within me, and now they're gone. And then we're like obsessively looking for a manifesting generator. Like, oh my God, where is this beautiful, I'm going to say woman because I have to say, it is what it is. But and we think like, wow, what is it about the manifesting generator that has this completely new energy than the projector and the generator? Obviously, it is a hybrid of the manifestor, so it has this masculine energy. And so one of the really interesting characteristics of the manifesting generator that will kind of like drain their energy, like TLC, I feel like we should insert a moment of like the song. So one of the things that will make you feel unpretty as a manifesting generator is when the world expects you to hide a very dominant, strong, powerful side of you Like so many manifesting generators, especially females, feel so insecure to step into that masculine energy because society tells them, no, you're not allowed. Yes, you are. I'm telling you are. Human design is telling you, please step into that masculine energy. We need that. And so the manifesting generator will kind of like ruin their energy and try to play small when they feel that the people around them are feeling threatened by their dominance. And so a manifesting generator will always be more beautiful when they have learned to pivot and to change, to be masculine when it's important, to be feminine when it's important, and to really be able to move effortlessly between these two energies. And what will happen is that no matter if you compensate one or the other, half of your essence will die. If you're trying to be more generator because that's the female thing, because that's where you find approval through doing things for other people, that will drain you. If you are overly masculine, you will lose touch with the femininity that makes you so magnetic, and then it'll just be fear. People will fear you. People will feel coerced by your energy. And so I think that that is like such an important aspect of understanding that being unapologetic about who you are as a manifesting generator, about embodying this beautiful source of curious humanity that lives within you, that wants to learn 1,000 things and that wants to try 1,000 things, that adventure, that curiosity, anything that is trying to cut your spirit, cut your soul, cut your energy will drain you of your magnetism. And so there's a lot of energy that gets pent up in your body if you're trying to control your bigness. It's really interesting because a lot of manifesting generators have an incredible metabolism and they're able to eat the most out of all of the energy types because they burn that energy off the most. But if you've been taught by your mother or by your parents, like, oh, why are you eating so much? You shouldn't be eating so much. Then you become self-conscious, and that will change your natural way of using fuel for your body. The other really interesting thing is that the more you as a manifesting generator are trying to make yourself small, it often results as that your body's like, no, but I'm big, and then your body maintains bigness in water retention, unwanted weight, because it is trying to tell you this is not how it works. You can't make yourself smaller because I am big. Being unapologetically big energetically will allow for your metabolism, your energy, your digestion to move. And so digestion is a really big topic for manifesting generators. Again, it is that desire, it is that fire inside. But there's something about this more masculine aspect within the manifesting generator that has less issues with joy, that has less issues with being disruptive, that is just generally more comfortable with being a misfit. I think the manifesting generator really comes to life in the idea of being a misfit. Like, I am thinking if I know a manifesting generator that would not identify as a misfit, top of the head, I'm saying no. Probably they are, but... And so if you want to, make your hair longer, if you want to slim down your face, it is all an energetic flow experience. So oftentimes what happens is that, we're told, oh no, this food is bad for you, don't eat that food. But it is not about what you eat, it is the energy you personally utilize to convert that food into something that is useful for you. And so as a manifesting generator, trying to fit into the mold, trying to do things the way that other people do, and making yourself smaller or trying to adapt or keeping yourself quiet, it will explode somewhere else. So this can be that you're acne prone, or this can mean that you have rashes on your skin, or this can mean that your weight doesn't seem to find, a trustworthy place to be because you're not allowing your energy to be released freely. And so whenever there's constriction in the body, there's resistance in the energy, and there's pent up, skin issues, pent up hormonal issues, pent up emotional issues. There's a whole nother perspective to look at beauty and weight through the emotional authority. The emotional authority is a decision-making tool that we have in human design, that can also contribute to weight gain and hormonal disbalance. But understanding that as a manifesting generator, your core energy is consistent and dominant. Anything that moves away from that will take away your charm. I have to say it is rare for me to meet a manifesting generator that is lacking energy. Like, it is very rare. Generators, more common. Manifesting generators, less common, because I think this feeling comfortable being a misfit and needing to change every 3 months or every year for a new job allows there to be like more of an energetic movement that isn't as stagnant. But if you want to start to really hone in that energetic authenticity, to allow the energy to flow through your digestion, through your body, through your skin, into your scalp, for your nails, like accelerate circulation, not being overly in your masculine energy and trying to force everything with dominance, that makes us angry. Maybe you have a strong frown on your forehead of being worried, or that, focus of intention of pushing and forcing. Like, we want you to have a relaxed face. We want smooth and glowy skin. And if there's tension, if there's constriction, if there's force, if there's this masculinity, without taking into account that you have the generator to balance, you're going to tip over the scale. You might have a disbalanced pH. You might have a very acidic blood. There's so many ways that this can manifest as heartburn and indigestion and, like constipation. Like, all of these things are masculine energy trying to force you into moving because you have forgotten to tap into or trust. Not forgotten, but sometimes it is really our conditioning. It is pure fear, which is so human and so beautiful. Like, sometimes I look at us humans and I'm like, oh my God, we're so cute. Like, we're really trying out here. And we just mess it up. Like, our coping mechanisms are worse than just like being authentic. It's so wild. I was thinking about this about myself this morning. But it is important to find that balance. So you need to learn to find people who will trust your own path. Allow yourself to be supported when you need it. Doesn't mean they do things for you, but means they're standing at the Stein line, they're watching, and they're like, go and learn the 10th program of something this year. Yeah, start a new business. Even though you already have 5 going on, okay? But that's the energy you need. It doesn't matter what they think is possible. You are here to break the mold, and you will show what actually is possible by being a leading example of stepping into your power, being unapologetic, and thriving with that incredible, magnetic, unapologetic beauty of power. You are goddess energy. It is not the demure, like quiet little, like fairy energy. That is not your energy. You are a potent, powerful, sea creature that like enhances the dominance of the earth. Like, there is a power within you that is just inconceivable to most of us. And because if we're aligned and we're comfortable with who we are, then we can allow you to take front and center stage and be like, manifesting generator, you go girl, you do your thing. But if we're not aligned, if we are a projector that is misaligned and we see you and we're like, oh my God, they have so much energy, I don't have any energy, I'm going to make them feel bad about their energy, that will ruin you. That will steal your beauty and your light, and we don't want that. We want you to break the molds for us. We want you to lead the path in creating new things and combining new things. So having people around you that don't make you feel like you are the most stunning creature on earth is going to make you believe that who you are is wrong. And when you start getting into that narrative and that hatred and that negative mindset, that will make you feel unpretty. And so to reverse that, be unapologetic, express your needs, focus on your joy and your desire, and really constantly, every day consistently, see how you can define and create safety within each of the feminine and masculine traits that you embody to become this incredible, magnetic, seductive, charismatic, beautiful soul that you are. Manifestor, you know what is going to make you so irresistible and beautiful? If you embrace the peaceful life. And I know that this could be triggering for some manifestors who are online and they're running around trying to do all of the things. But you have this stoic heroism that I always describe as this calm stone in the river. You can be shaped and molded with consistent interaction, but there's something about you that is just very calming. And so if you find yourself having a lot of heat in your body, if you're trying to overexert your system by being consistent with your energy, you're going to have hormonal disbalance, adrenal fatigue, weight gain, digestive issues, issues with enjoying intimacy. Everything that makes your sacral center be overwhelmed and acting out of balance will steal you from your natural demanding energy. Because this is the thing. You have a closed aura, okay? So people aren't able to read your energy as clearly as other energy types can. But the magnetic effect of your beauty is sensed the second you walk through the door. You do not need to open your mouth. You have to say anything. If you are aligned and honoring your energetic authenticity, if you have understood your role and your impact in this world, if you are no longer trying to chase the gold at the end of the rainbow with all of the generators and manifesting generators in your life, if you stop giving explanations of why you want to do X, Y, and Z, or if you actually learn to over-communicate with everybody and you're telling everybody what you're doing so that they stop annoying you, then you will create space to attend your soul desires. And when you attend to that peaceful garden that you're building within you, that energy is going to be carried through and outwards. And so you'll become so incredibly interesting. And people won't know why, but they will feel drawn to you because you have become a safe haven. You have become the calm in the storm. Stop trying to be the storm. You're the calm in the storm. Okay? So as a manifestor, you have this incredible, potent, demanding energy. You are the queen. You are the king. And people know. Like we know. I know. I'm never going to try to compete with a manifestor. I'm going to watch them in awe and see what I can learn. And so your beauty comes from being unapologetic about knowing that you were born with blue blood. And there's nothing in the world that you can do to like get yourself out of that. And there's nothing that you can do to try to enhance that. And I don't mean that you don't have tools that allow you to enhance your beauty and your magnetism and your radiance and your feeling of being really pretty, but it is more that there is an inherent dominance, that there's an inherent kind of like podest, like chair that you're sitting on, that we all know, It is just when you don't know that things start getting and becoming an issue. When you forget who you've come to be, when you start stooping lower, that's when things get out of balance. That's when you're overexerting your system. That's when you start getting burned out. And that's when you start holding on to weight. That is when the circulation isn't moving. That is when you have this disconnection with the things that you actually want. So for you as a manifestor, oftentimes you might try to rely on food to give you extra energy. And so that is going to be counterproductive, because there is no way that you can fuel your energy through food consistently if you're not operating in alignment. And once you realize that and you allow yourself to rest when rest is needed, and you are really tuning into that capacity that you have to calm everyone down just with your presence, that is when your beauty is going to be radiant. That is when people are going to want you in their life. That is when they're no longer concerned with what's going on behind that closed aura. They just want to be close to that closed aura. And so as a manifestor, you have such a unique role. You have such a powerful energy. When you initiate, people are like so surprised. They are so excited. Like, our life is so disconnected and everybody tries not to bother anybody. And so even though you're a lone wolf, when you have an intention and you have a vision and you're, moving with that drive within you, that is like this creative urge, and you talk to people and you initiate and you talk to the stranger on the plane because they're sitting next to you, you're going to have such a unique, proposition of your character and what makes you so special and radiant and just so unique, really. That is the word, because you're going to exude a certain energy. You're going to exude a certain magnetism that only comes from being the peace and not being the chaos. My beautiful reflector, for you, there's often just this continuous feeling of carrying one illness into another illness, and all of these things can sound very unsolvable. Like, you might have an autoimmune disease, you might have a hormonal imbalance, you might have a lot of digestive issues, a lot of emotional issues. Because all of your energy centers are open, oftentimes the reflector, if you haven't learned to really mirror and use your Teflon-like aura, that things get stuck on you, into you. Other people's issues, other people's illnesses, other people's thoughts that are making them ugly, might make you feel ugly. And so for you to enhance your beauty, lightness is going to be essential. It is light fitness routine, light food, light environment, light people around you. You want to remove anything that gives you heavy energy out of your life. You want to really stick to things that are easy to absorb, easy to understand, easy to digest. There is just a sensitive nature to who you've come to be. And so going the herbal route, not overly overly consuming of medicine, and these very strong chemicals. You're highly sensitive to EMS, you're highly sensitive to radiation, you can really affected by the plane. Like, there's so many things that your system might be sensitive towards because you have such openness and because you're observing so much. But you can also be very strong. Like, I really want to hone that in, because I think we get stuck on this concept of that reflectors are just like these very overly sensitive beings. And I have to say, I've met a lot of reflectors that are really strong and powerful and intense and very energetic, because they're constantly amplifying the energy around them. But the core to this is understanding that you just need a little bit less of everything than anybody else. You will need less intense workout. You will need less food. You will need less stimulation. You will need less people. And obviously these are things that can feel like variable, right? You can be like a week on a trip with your girlfriends and then you can, take some time off. But it is important to understand that if you're constantly stimulating your system, it has very little capacity to sense and tune into your beautiful essence. And so your beauty will get enhanced when you understand the freedom that you're innately here to carry. When you stop trying to, follow every trend and every advice, and this friend said that, so now I'm doing that, and really allow yourself to center yourself in your own truth, to experience, to experiment, to sense, to give you time. Every time you're rushing something, your system gets overwhelmed. And that leads to really oxidation within your cellular activation, which will bring your energy down and will age you faster. So if you want to maintain an energetic youth, if you want to maintain a health within your body and your energy field, and your energy field being so important, then it is really imperative that you start learning how to let go, and that you have tools at your disposition that help you cleanse your energetic body and cleanse and detoxify your internal physical body, and that cleanse your mind and your thoughts, because so much can get stuck within your system. So if you're a reflector who's trying to really step into this portal of, energy and radiance and magnetism and beauty, it is all about embracing lightness and letting go of stress and of heaviness. It is avoiding too much of anything that moves you away from, a natural essence. So you have this very strong cyclical nature, and it is important that you continue to utilize the cyclical intrinsic way of operating with your monthly decision-making process with all of the aspects of life. Dress according to seasons, eat according to seasons, allow yourself to orchestrate your life in a way that suits the freedom that you need to be yourself. Because every time you're trying to be rigid, every time you're holding on to a system, every time you're trying to over control, it is stagnation. It is, fear of utilizing the energy that you do have. So you might have issues gaining muscle. You might have issues and fear around eating too much and having weight gain. You might want to maintain the safety that you might have acquired as an inner child belief of being invisible, and being invisible being safe. And so when you start actually stepping into the audacity of being your authentic self and calling everybody out and knowing who's authentic and who not, and you start being really in tune with the environments that you allow yourself to be in, and create boundaries where you're just not going to be, all of that very, in tune, knowing your self energy is going to be incredibly magnetic, because you're going to be so fascinating to watch and so interesting to listen to. And you just have this well of wisdom, information, knowledge that you carry inside that just doesn't come to shine often because you're so involved in mirroring everybody. And that is perfectly okay. But you don't want to mirror people's neurotics. You don't want to mirror people's unhealthy behaviors and conditioning. So when you own up to your individuality, when you own up to your openness, to the freedom you carry, and you live out that free spirit, that is when you become a person of reference. That's when your beauty will be unabashedly just unavoidable to be drawn into. And so I want you to start really creating a conversation with yourselves that furthers that connection with your inner self, and that deep knowledge of understanding who you are and who you are not, and how long you want to mirror somebody and when it's time to let go, and being mindful of the energy you take in. So don't watch the news if it makes you cry. Don't get sucked into gossip on social media because it's just calling you. Just be very clear about the energy you take in. Everything that you accept in your life is a testament of what you think you're worthy of. And so when you start putting boundaries and you start limiting the consumption of things that are not good for your nervous system, your heart, your soul, you will become radiant, because all that polluting agents of frequency that is draining you will no longer be in your life. The moment that you understand that your beauty goes way beyond your looks, and that it is actually your internal dialogue and the way you fuel your energy that expands and attracts and makes you look radiant and light in this beauty. Just think about your best friend. Your best friend is going to be the most beautiful best friend you ever have in your life. Why? Because you love them dearly. Why? Because they're authentic, because they're raw, because you see them for who they are, and they are free in your presence. The fact that we are trying to hide, that we are trying to change, that we are trying to dim our light to fit in, to be likable, to be digestible, is the thing that is making us ugly. So I really hope that this video served you to have a new lens through which to look at beauty and prettiness, and has given you some valuable information and lessons to apply to your life so that spring comes, summer will soon be here, and you'll be the most radiant version of yourself and having an incredible hot girl summer. But we will get to that when we're there. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate every single comment, every single like, every new subscriber grows my heart, grows the community. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments if you have questions, if you want me to go deeper into things. And remember, I don't care what anybody says. I love you.